When I was elected President of ECOSOC in July, I highlighted resource mobilization, illicit finance, death, and women's empowerment as key issues the Council should address. 9 months on, these priorities are more vital than ever in a vastly different environment. On death, I called for concrete action to address global death challenges. Now, as countries race to meet the demands of the crisis response, a viable solution on death is of vital importance. And I welcome the many options and solutions to the death issues which has been proposed, including the G20 Finance Ministers' Action Plan that calls for death moratorium for IDA countries, the call by the heads of IMF and the World Bank, and actions by the Paris Club. I also welcome the call by the Prime Minister of Pakistan for a global initiative for death relief to promote a comprehensive solution to the death issues and financing for sustainable development, and all similar initiatives and proposals. I further commend the Secretary General for issuing a policy brief on death and COVID-19. I'm also encouraged by the step taken over the past weeks, calling for other measures aimed at stabilizing the global economy. We welcome the G7 leader statements on healthcare and economic recovery, as well as other important initiatives. But our efforts must not stop there. As President of ECOSOC, I also called for greater efforts to prevent and combat illicit financial flows. Against the current backdrop, it is clear that all sources of finance must be mobilized to enable countries to address the pandemic and its social and economic consequences. The integrity of governance is critical for resource mobilization, public financial management, debt sustainability, and effective service delivery during and after the pandemic. Colleagues, we must also ensure an integrated gender perspective in all our social and economic responses. Women and men are affected by the pandemic in different ways. Women disproportionately carry the burden of unpaid care work and are overrepresented as frontline health workers. It is clear that this is the time also to deliver on our commitment to realize gender equality and women's empowerment. Only then can our responses be effective for the whole of society. Globally, our commitment to achieving the SDGs has not changed, but the urgency to act has. We must back up our communities with action which is responsive to the specific needs to all countries, including the least developed countries, landlocked developing countries, small island developing states, and middle-income countries, to ensure a sustainable recovery from the pandemic for all. Excellencies, there is no doubt that the challenge we face as global community can only be overcome through a joint and coordinated response. This is the time for bold national actions, international cooperation, and global solidarity. The FFD Forum, adopted to the present circumstances, has united the UN membership in this spirit. For the first time in ECOSOC's history, the UN membership has come together by virtual means to negotiate a unified message. These efforts underscore our joint commitment to fight the COVID-19 pandemic, to restore sustainable growth, and to put the global economy on a more sustainable path. The outcome document that was agreed upon this week would be the first universal agreement to finance the immediate response to COVID-19 and longer-term recovery under the auspices of the United Nations. A significant achievement. Let me take this opportunity to thank the trailblazing co-facilitators of the outcome document, the permanent representative of Barbados and Latvia, who, with hard work and creativity, have done their utmost to make this ambitious endeavor a success. And I would like also to thank all countries for their vital contribution and utmost flexibility in these unusual times. Dear colleagues, today's meeting will not be the end of the conversation on the pandemic and its impact on the 2030 and Addis agenda in the realm of ECOSOC. The Council will continue to act as an inclusive platform to mobilize all relevant stakeholders. Let me assure you that the Economic and Social Council of the United Nations is fully mobilized through its bodies, experts and partners to support a strong, immediate response and an inclusive, sustainable recovery.